Hey, it's Corey with Freedom Investing Group, and today I'm going to talk about what we are looking for in a deal right now. We're trying to find another mobile home park to put under contract, and it's a little tricky. I've talked to a bunch of my other mobile home park owner friends, and everybody seems to be saying the same thing, and that is that interest rates are here, which means the payments are here on the commercial loan, which means the amount of debt that any given amount of income from a property can service is less, which means all the mobile home parks out there, if you're getting commercial debt, for any given amount of income, can afford only a smaller amount of loan. So this, for a group like us who we want leverage because that boosts our returns, as provided it's good leverage and the park can afford to pay for the leverage, that means that the price we can offer has come down. And so everybody, all the sellers are up here, but the price that we can pay with commercial debt is down here. There's this big gap. And so what I was I've been looking at, there's been a bunch of deals that have come across my plate lately, that I've been several that have come across that look really interesting, that I would be really interested in. But there's this huge gap. Like, well, if we're going to get the commercial debt, we can't pay the same price we were a year ago. So how do we figure out? I was trying to figure out, like, how do we do a win-win? And so what I've been throwing out. So here's what I'm trying to do. Um, I am trying to propose. I'm trying to find a deal where we can propose some seller financing. Actually, the last deal we just closed was with seller financing, and I think that's the key right now, because if the seller really wants this price up here that they could have gotten a year ago, when you could get a 3% loan, and now the loans are 7, if they really want this price, the reason we can't pay it is because of the debt. And so if we can find a deal with seller financing, where they can give us loan at a better term, then we can pay them more than their property is currently worth. So it's kind of a win-win. So what we're looking for is long-term fixed debt, not like some kind of one-year balloon thing, because then we're just going to be we're going to have the property for a year and term default, right? So we won't, if we can get long-term debt at a low interest rate, and we know that the property's got enough upside so that over the long run the value is going to go up and it can service this low interest debt, then we can afford to pay a lower cap rate, which I think will be a good win-win. Like if you've got a park that's maybe right now can only support a $4 million price tag, but if with the right loan terms, you could do 6 or 7 million for that same property, and it could service that debt no problem. And as long as there's enough upside, and you make the loan assumable so that there's an exit, right? So like if we ever needed to sell it in the future, you could then transfer that loan to the next buyer, so that way you're not just totally underwater on this property. You've effectively increased permanently the value of the property. So that's my idea right now, is trying to get some seller financing. And I've been throwing out some of these offers, and people seem interested. The conversations are there. They haven't locked anything down yet, but that's what I'm trying to do. Lock in seller financing with low interest, long-term fixed debt, to justify the purchase price that all the sellers right now seem to want. So that's what I'm doing. We'll see how it goes. Cheers.